So this is a continuation of the Dorini and Maggie update that was about a week and a half ago. So we met up with Dorini at Chiquirizano and rented a room. Dorini went out to get a young girl to talk with Chipi and I. We both sat in anticipation, not sure what was about to happen. Then in came Gladys. This is her story. Gladys said that she was 15 years old. Maybe it was all of the makeup, maybe it was the extensions in her hair or the high heels, I'm not sure. But I do know that she looked closer to my age of 24 than she did 15. Sometimes it's hard to know exactly how old you are since there are no birth certificates, and it is not uncommon to be born at home in the villages. Having lost both of her parents by the age of 5, it is possible that Gladys is mistaken about her age. Ultimately, I blame it on the last 2 years of her life in which she has been forced into prostitution. It's hard to even imagine what sleeping with up to 5 men a night for that long would do to your appearance, let alone your heart. Gladys's only known relatives were too poor to feed her, and when she tried to live with them, they treated her terribly. When she was 12, they finally married her off to a man so that they didn't have to look after her anymore. He also treated her very poorly and would sleep around with other girls. A woman that she met told her that she should run away and come serve drinks at her bar. When she got there, she shortly found out that the job involved much more than serving drinks. The men who sleep with her will usually give her somewhere between 200 to 300 kwacha, which is about $1.25. But it could be as little as 70 kwacha, which is about 30 cents. Sometimes she says the men don't pay her at all, and other times her boss will take what she has made, leaving her with nothing. She told me something that I can't get out of my head. If I want to eat in a day, then I will have to sleep with a man. There were a number of times throughout our conversation when she would go back to how much she wishes that her parents were still here. She would work on the farm or maybe have a small business. I asked her what her greatest dream was, and she told me about a rare and fleeting thought of going to college to become a nurse. Gladys was different than most of the people that I've run into on the streets in Malawi. She wasn't telling me her story because she wanted something from me. She was simply telling me her story with truth rather than manipulation. There was a strength in her that was seeping out of her eyes because everywhere else was already full. Gladys was one of the most courageous people that I've ever met. Psalms 34, verse 18 says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted, and he saves those who are crushed in spirit." And Ecclesiastes 7, verses 2 and 4 say, "It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for death is the destiny of every man. The living should take this to heart. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning." So I also wanted to tell you that while I was talking to Dorini before she went to get Gladys, she was telling me how she hadn't been back to the streets in like the last week and a half to do prostitution herself. And she said that she is a different person and she doesn't want to traffic girls anymore. She also said if I ever needed her help, anytime, just call her and she would be there. Just to talk with girls if I ever wanted to or anything like that. So it was pretty cool just to see the joy in her face while we were talking. So, all right, well, that is it. Thank you.